Construction. What technology did you use when filming your thriller? Well, more specifically, the only bit of technology we actually used for filming was a Canon EOS 700D. We were really impressed with the quality and the battery life of this. It lasted the whole day during filming, which was obviously good enough for us. It was nothing too fancy, but we feel as if it's obviously leaps and bounds over the quality of like an iPhone 6, so we really had something going with that. Also, what we learned from actually using this is we decided to bring in things like focus pulls because we actually had the technology to do that. This obviously focus pulls gave our thriller a really professional look. Obviously it allowed us to integrate two shots, maybe a close-up of a prop and then finally a long shot of maybe, more specifically, if you look at our actual thriller itself, there's one where Bill's holding the gun and then Ryan's in the background as he sees the gun, and obviously that just has a really good effect for it. Another thing that we learnt by doing it, obviously we made a mistake the first time round, is actually white balancing. By this I mean, before you film you have to put a white bit of cardboard in front of the camera just to get all the colours right. If you don't do that, then it looks like blue, like it gives it like this weird blue look, and that's obviously, we made that mistake the first time round and obviously rectified it. Also, what was really good with this camera is that I had the tripod to go with it. I feel as if you use the phone it would be really hard to mount on a tripod, obviously, because it's a phone first and a camera second, whereas with this the tripod worked really well with it. Always got steady shots. If shots weren't steady, if I did them freehand, then I'd just put a stabilizer on it, which I'll come on to when I'm talking about post production. But yeah, it was always what we were going to go with over an iPhone 6 because we actually had it accessible to us, so it just really helped us out. Post production. For our post production, the software we used was called Final Cut Pro, and we obviously used other bits of software to go with this, which was Magic Bullet Looks. Final Cut Pro was obviously really reliable. It's a more simpler version of it is iMovie, but we feel as if for what we wanted to do, we wanted something a little bit more advanced, so we moved up to that. Had no problems with that. At first there were a few crashes, but that got rectified, so that was okay. The Magic Bullet Looks allows you to create your own custom filter, which looks really professional, and obviously place it over the clip. Without the filters from Magic Bullet Looks, it just doesn't really feel like as intense. Magic Bullet Looks combined with the letterbox effect gave the film a really good look. Also, we kept in post production, we made sure that we kept the shot lengths from either 2 to 4 seconds. We wanted the film to have a really fast pace to it. Obviously, it being a thriller, we wanted to give our viewers no rest. We wanted to keep up the tension. So this fast pace just really worked with us. And obviously, our acting isn't the best, so keeping the shot times quite minimal was obviously good for that. So people aren't focusing so much on one person's acting and actually looking at the film we're making. This was all done on a MacBook Pro. One problem that we had is that the memory on this laptop, obviously because we weren't really prepared for how much footage we were actually going to take, there wasn't actually enough storage at first, so I had to buy an external hard drive just to put all the footage onto that. So obviously that would minimalise things like crashes, so that post-production would run smoothly.